Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Son of a Blitch podcast. I'm your host, George Blitch, and today is October 13th, 2023, which happens to mark my 6th year of sobriety. Back in 2017, Meg and I and my wife went to an Astros game, and I had a few drinks, couple few more after that. And at the very end of it all, I wasn't feeling too great the next day. Decided to go ahead and take off a little bit of time from drinking. And as every day and week progressed, I started feeling better and better. Ended up losing a considerable amount of weight. I think from the time that I was probably at my heaviest, about 230, dropped down to 170 at one point in time, and that was a little bit too skinny for me. And I ended up kind of putting back on some weight, some good eating and stuff, and ended up, now sitting up to where I've definitely lost, close to 50 pounds from when I was at my heaviest. I feel better. And basically the main thing that I've found is my mental clarity, my ability to really stay sharp and on focus with everything I want to do. I'm a more present father, husband, friend, and I just feel better. Now, I'm not saying and promoting this as like something you guys should do. I just wanted to give my testimony about sobriety for me and what it's done. And I kind of wanted to bring this back around because last year I had done a podcast for my 5th year of sobriety. And in that podcast, I talked to the audience, letting you all know that if anybody is having any struggles with alcohol or drug addiction, and they wanted to reach out to me, that I would be more than happy to receive that phone call. And I received a few phone calls. One individual was really, really down on his luck, had gotten in some trouble with the law, and had called me up wanting to figure out how they could get their life back on track. There's a lot of things that were up in the air about their particular life, and I don't want to go into details, but it was a very, very pivotal and a very dark moment for them. And I've since received a couple other, times where people have called me to ask me about, how I did this or whatnot. And for me, it was a little bit different than maybe some. I ended up just doing this on my own. I am very familiar with AA and a lot of other types of support networks, and I do strongly suggest that people look after that, or look into that. Having somebody that is a reliable person to be able to call, having a sponsor is very beneficial. And I find that, for a lot of people, you need that kind of that support system in that network. And so, for me, it was just a decision that I made, for friends of mine and people who may have tuned in last year. I kind of talk about the idea that there were many points in my life where I would take 6 months or maybe a year off of drinking just to know that I could. And that was something that, there was, I guess, probably 3 or 4 circumstances over the years where I had done just that and just taken a little pause. But this last one kind of felt like it was time for me to really end it for good. Um, I'm not going to say that it was always easy. There was definitely times when, I had a tough day, and, going to get a cold drink was something that I really kind of had networked into my mind that I needed, something to kind of take an edge off. And I kind of had to start replacing those with some other things. Maybe it would be like, okay, I really want a beer right now. I'm going to go do 50 push-ups, something that I was trying to retrain my brain to put something else in place that would be healthy and beneficial for me. And again, this is just me talking about my experience. I know plenty of people who are able to handle their drink really well. I, for one, always wanted to have one more. I like to keep that buzz kicking. And eventually there'd be kind of that plateau that eventually would come back down, and then it would be, too many. Or it was just like it was never enough. And so I always kind of wanted to chase that feeling, and I liked that feeling, but it was a dangerous one for me. It was kind of on the edge of a blade there. It was like if I slip, I could really hurt myself. And I never was somebody who was drinking and driving. I never was reckless in those senses, but there's definitely things and decisions or things I said to loved ones or friends or that I would not have made those same mistakes if I was sober. It's something that I recognized very easily. I would get very angry. When I was drinking, I was very, or rather quick to be angry. I wasn't violent, but I had just kind of a knee-jerk reaction, and I was seemingly always just easy to unravel in that sense. And I really wanted to do something about making sure I had control. And so I put the drink down, and I'm baffled. When I look at the years, it's like, wow, 6 years. Okay. Over 2000 days. Like that's something that, I'm proud to have been able to get to that point. I don't see myself going back to drinking. I do like non-alcoholic beers. I used to brew my own beer. Meg and I used to do that, and I did that with some of my friends as well. And I like the taste of beer. So sometimes I will sit down and have a non-alcoholic beer, but I'll tell you, it's different. Like I went on a ranch trip with some of my buddies, Matthew Mitchell and Johnny Bolts, and we're there for, a couple days, and we're all waking up feeling good. Now we all had a cold beverage at the end of the night, but it was an NA, and it's like the fridge was like stocked with that. And it was just quite a difference to the days where, it's after a hunt, you kick back many drinks and hang out with your friends and stuff, which were wonderful times. It's just that there was times where I kind of carried that too far and wouldn't feel good the next day. And you're waking up at 4 a.m. and it's just like, oh, I'm hungover, and then not feeling good. Now I'm like waking up, and I may still be tired just because getting older here, but I'm feeling good and not feeling that hungover. I got that sharpness and clarity kicking. So it's something that I thoroughly enjoy, and it's been fun to kind of share that sober weekends and things with my friends out there at the property. And it's been a journey. Like I said, it's not for everyone. Some people can handle their stuff. I just couldn't very well, and had to make that decision for the betterment of myself and my family and all the things that I'm doing in my life. But I just kind of wanted to come on here real quick and just mention again, um, that if there's anybody who feels like they are struggling with alcohol, with any kind of drugs, prescription medication, whatever it may be, you need to reach out and talk to some people. Don't keep those things to yourself. Those are secrets that can come to hurt you more. Bringing them out into the light, as ugly as they may be at times, really, it's important to, I think, face that truth, look in that mirror, and see, what is it that I need to change? What is it that I want to do to better my life in more constructive ways? And for a lot of people, it really does mean putting down the drink or whatever the drugs may be, putting those down and trying to build a new neural network of being able to deal with things in your life, and go and have a therapist, a psychologist, whatever it may be, a support system, AA. There's a lot of different programs out there. There's a lot of people that are ready to help. They're ready to take that call. A lot of sponsors that are wanting to make sure that you get things under control, and that you are able to build those bridges of success to be on the other side of it. And I just want to encourage people, and any of my friends that are listening to, or any listeners, it's easy to get my contact. The fact that a couple people have reached out and have been in those dark places, and we've had some of those conversations, I really am honored that someone took me up on that. And I hope and I think that those situations were able to be successful. It seems like those two individuals are moving forward in their lives, and kind of making some changes in order to put themselves in a better balance. And so, just if it was worth it, just to talk about my sobriety, that could maybe have someone have that one little bit of change, one person, two people, three people. If there's people that I can be able to help affect, I feel like it's my responsibility to be able to do that, because I can talk about, yes, it is a struggle. It's tough, but you can get through it. You can get over it, and you can be on the other side, and counting all the blessings that you've made those strides. Um, Hard work is hard work, but at the very end of the day, if you're able to do that hard work, you can look back on it and be proud of yourself, and be a testament to others and an example that it is possible, because a lot of people don't think it's possible. You might be at the very, very, very deepest part of, a hole that has been dug for you, that you've dug yourself. And, sometimes you just need someone to throw a ladder down. So people, please, 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 if you need any help, seek it. Don't do this alone. You have people that can help support. And, once again, I want to thank, my family, my friends who have stuck by me in times when things weren't so pretty in life. And I really am just blessed to be here today, feeling stronger than I ever have before, mentally, physically, minus the knees and ankles. I'm getting kind of old. This soccer stuff, it's wear and tear, right? But aside from that, I feel better than I've ever felt before in my life. And I'm just happy and a blessed man. And so I want to also thank everyone who's been listening to this podcast. It really means a lot to me. I've gotten some wonderful feedback lately. I keep talking to so many amazing people, and I just feel so blessed and happy to have this space and be able to meet with so many incredible people. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week, and I really appreciate you tuning in. Take care, everyone.